nice. Take my body, take it good. Take the shape I'm in, treat me like a real man should. See my big baby blues, the best place to start. But baby, please, don't take my heart. Take my body, take it good.
Oh my god! Woo! It's spring break! I'm gonna go lay out with my top off because I don't want any taglines.
That was good.
Thank you.
So, yeah, this is the opening song.
So good.
We'll get to it, but it is so good. God, this movie is good. This movie is... I didn't even want to get into it right now. I don't want to make fun of it. It's so good.
No, yeah. Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to a non-comedy breakdown of this film.
Yeah. So, yeah, taglines, is that what you need? Is that what you want?
Ooh, yeah, it's what I want.
Okay. Well,
I need them, like a shock to the heart.
I got some taglines for you.
Oh, hell yeah.
Ready? Okay. Here we go. Yeah, I don't got any.
There's no... All they had to put was like shocking, and I would have loved it.
Yeah. No, I did not find any taglines.
Awesome.
There's one on the poster, but it's in Italian.
Hey, Parmigiano.
You're like a student bodies. Yeah, like every single poster, like it's something in Italian. So I got nothing. But you know what I do have? I got stats.
Oh, hell yeah.
Here we go. With 1 electrocution execution, 1 electric chair motorcycle, 1 head electrically burst into flames, 2 motorcycle electrocutions, 1 wet t-shirt contest, 3 pairs of breast, 3 people on fire, 1 steel cable strangulation, 2 exposed wire electrocutions, 1 bludgeoning by a rigging hook, 1 furnace flame face melt off, 1 man's ass crack, 1 suicide, 1 dog maced in the eyes, 1 bulging eyeball, 1 electric wire strangulation, 1 gunshot to the chest, and 1 power lines electrocution with 10 deaths in total and a 5.3 on IMDb. It's 1989's Nightmare Beach. Let's drop some bombs.
I don't want you here. Get out.
No place to go.
I don't care about that.
This house is for a family. You know what I mean? A family, home sweet home, all that.
Hey, you know what they say?
Why is that you wait from them, man?
Go get
Hello up there, you omnipotent super beings from some other dimension or planet. Hit it.
Welcome to Bombs Away, the only podcast recorded inside a projection booth. My name is Jonathan Young. Joining me inside the studio, as always, is...
Tyler Rowe. Okay.
It's a motorcycle.
Oh, just like in this movie.
Hell yeah.
Ah, god damn, this movie
is the best movie we've ever done.
I willingly watched this movie 2 times.
Same.
It's so good.
But before we get to the movie, let's get the announcements out of the way. Okay?
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to this on the week or the week after it came out, actually, no, just this week. Yes, just this week. Sorry. So if you're listening to this on the day it came out, all the way up until the 27th of April, you still have time to get to Plan 9 from Outer Space, 60th anniversary, right here at the Frida Cinema with us hosting Bombs Away Live. Okay? So, tickets are $15. They are at the door, $15. They're online, $15. Anywhere that you can buy a ticket, $15.
All right.
You can get those tickets at www.thefreedocinema.org/events/bombsawaylive. Sorry about that. I was thinking of that damn T-shirt website again.
God, all the dashes.
Yeah. So tickets are still on sale. Please join us. It's the 60th anniversary of Ed Wood's masterpiece, Plan 9 from Outer Space. Tyler will be vehemently defending it the entire time.
Love this film.
Just like this movie.
Yes.
And I will be trashing it to shreds. Because it was, it's funny.
Yes.
It's funny, but in a bad way.
Yes, very much so.
Right? And so, yes, please join us for Plan 9 from Outer Space this Saturday, 7 o'clock at the Frida Cinema. And if you are not local to Orange County or L.A. and you want to have us come out to a convention or your independent movie theater, we would love to. Just write us, contact@bombsawayshow.com, and we'll try to figure something out. We would love recommendations of where we can go and where we can play. Okay?
Okay.
So also T-shirts. T-shirts are very important. T-shirts keep the website and keep the podcast going and help us build a website and things like that, which we want to do.
Yes, they are our most direct source of income.
Yes, other than working a job.
Yes, I mean for the show.
Yeah,
I live off of T-shirt sales. I haven't eaten in 8 years.
Right, I'm just always looking for that next hashtag trend. So yes, T-shirts are available. They are completely print to order or ready to order, basically. So you order it in the size and the color and the style that you want. It's not just T-shirts, though. You can put our designs on mugs. You can put them on cell phone cases. You can put them on different types of hoodies, all sorts of things like that. You can make a giant banner of It's Just Kid Stuff, like whatever you want.
You can get a vehicle wrap. You can bus ad, diapers. We're really branching out here.
Yeah, anything you want. Like they'll print, and basically all you got to do is select your styles and your colors and the item that you want to do, and just go to that checkout button, and it will come straight to you. Right to the door. So we don't have to, we're not begging you for the sake of being like, please, we got to get rid of this merch. No, the merch is made to order, which is great. So
just like Wendy's.
Yes.
Hot and fresh.
I love Wendy's.
Disgusting.
Square burgers.
Yuck. Disgusting.
So those T-shirts directly support the show, so please go get yourself a T-shirt. Be on the lookout on our Instagram for sales. There's like a sale at least once every other week. It
feels like.
Where the tpublic.com is giving a sale where T-shirts are normally $20, and they're giving them away for like $13. So that's great. So go ahead, head on over tpublic.com/stores/bombs-away-show. And pick yourself up one of our designs. More are coming as we do more and more episodes. I think I'm going to put a Plan 9 poster on a T-shirt.
Hell yeah.
Because why not? Nobody owns anything.
Just put Tor Johnson's face.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just the scar face with the beady eyes.
Yep. Yeah.
Or the one where he's holding a woman.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Or a shirt, like those shirts you wear to make it look like you're wearing a bikini, but it's Vampira's boobs.
People just think it's Elvira's boobs.
Nice.
And then Elvira will sue us.
Shit.
We're like, they're my boobs.
Actually, they're Cassandra Peterson's.
Yeah. Yes, so please go out and buy those T-shirts. Anything else? Anything that I missed?
No, I think that about covers it.
Okay, great. So also be on the lookout for next week's episode when we actually announce also at the same time what May's live show is and who our special guests are going to be.
Ooh.
Okay. I can tell you who the special guests are. Actually, you should go and listen to the Grind Bin podcast. Grind Bin is our local neighbors, our competitors. No, they're not competing at all. Honestly, they're great, and they do a lot of more grindhouse films. So deeper cuts. But they were super excited that we were doing Nightmare Beach. Actually, so.
Did they know about it?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
hell yeah.
There was there was this one bit. So if you have not listened to Grindpin and you are familiar with us and you want to take the leap over, go check out the Christmas episode that we did with them, which we did Santa's Sleigh here on the show, and for them we did Don't Open Till Christmas, which is a British slasher movie, which is awful. Right?
Oi, governor.
Right. But I did this for some reason. I don't know. Like, we were talking about Imperial officers in the Empire of Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
Right? And I was like, yeah, and this one Imperial was like, yeah, fuck yeah. Right? And he was like, did he actually say that? I was like, well, no. I mean, right? So, like, he sent me a message when he, like, I guess listened to the shorties and said, oh, we're doing Nightmare Beach. So he went, Nightmare Beach, yeah, fuck yeah. So, if you're unfamiliar with Grindman, please go subscribe, take a listen to them, check out our Don't Open Till Christmas episode, and then we're definitely going to be doing another crossover as they cross over with our live show. I'm sure we'll go over and do another one with them as well.
Awesome.
Okay? Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Because I never met you yet.
No, I haven't.
I know. Great group of guys. So, that's all I can tell you about May's live show, because I don't want people to like be like, oh, that's what you're doing? Okay, I'm not coming to Plan 9.
Yeah.
That's why I never announced them ahead of time.
Yeah, you got to
Sorry.
come to Plan 9.
Yeah.
It's going to be a hoot and a holler and a half.
Yes. Right, because we're hillbillies.
So speaking of a hoot and a holler and a half,
This movie.
Jesus Christ.
It was so good.
This is the first movie that on the show so far that I've been like ecstatic to watch. It was so fun.
So had you heard about it before?
No.
Me either.
I did look up that this is was one of those it's USA, right? Up All Night?
USA Up All Night.
Yep.
Godfrey and Rod Deshear.
Yep.
People-
Played apparently all the time during spring break.
I honestly did not catch it when it was on its regular run, but yes, I did read that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what's great about this is it is not your typical USA Up All Night flair. Like, USA Up All Night was like Vice Academy.
Yes. No, it was typically like shit. And
Yeah.
this is like
It was Vice Academy and Trauma, like all the time.
Yeah. This is great.
This is so much fun.
And it's like well made too.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll get to it when we start going over the characters.
I mean,
but
to be fair, it's still got some ridiculous shit.
yes, no, it is still like at its core a bad movie done well though.
Yeah.
And like I was gonna
I
say,
mean, did you hear the rundown that I did?
Yeah, I
That
know,
was
it's insane. It goes forever.
Yeah.
But there are some big name people in this movie. Well,
Yes.
like there's like two big name people, but still, like,
Yeah. John Saxon,
yes,
right? And then also Michael Parks.
yep, Michael Parks,
Okay.
who I had forgot had died, which rest in
Yes,
peace.
last year, right?
2 years ago,
2 years now?
Yeah,
Has
this-
it been?
2017.
Okay. So, people unfamiliar with those two names, John Saxon is most famously Nancy's father on Nightmare on Elm Street, the sheriff of Illinois.
Elm Street.
Yeah.
He's apparently
The sheriff of Elm Street.
this road ain't big enough for the both of us. He's apparently only capable of playing cops.
Yes.
And
The same type of cop. too.
yeah, just like kind of grizzled.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Michael Parks, who's been in a whole bunch of stuff, but personally I love Red State, and he's
He's the pastor in Red State. He's also, I think, would most people, if you were like, oh, remember this, they'd be like, oh yeah, he's the sheriff in like the entire Tarantino Rodriguez universe.
That's right. He's the sheriff in the
Right?
opening scene of From Dusk Till Dawn.
That's where he actually dies in the universe.
Yep, that's where he dies.
If they're all connected,
If
right?
they are all connected.
Because he basically is playing the same character,
Yep.
right? So he's the sheriff in that. He is the retired sheriff in Planet Terror.
Yep.
That I don't know what happens, but basically he's the father of Mary Sheldon in that movie. And then his wife goes zombie, and then he answers the door to her, and the whole room's just bloody, and you don't
Yeah.
know what happened.
Yeah.
But then,
he's the sheriff that shoots Junie in Spy Kids.
oh really?
No.
I don't know. You got me.
You were so genuinely like, oh really?
Yeah, because I thought it was another Rodriguez connection.
It is. Spy Kids is made by Rodriguez.
I know, but your thing.
Junie's one of the children, so I hope he didn't shoot a kid in that movie.
He's also, but then also he's the sheriff that's investigating Kurt Russell in Death Proof.
Yep.
But then he's also the sheriff who's investigating Uma Thurman in Kill Bill 2.
Yep.
Like when she's like dead and bloody on the ground, and him and his son number 1. So same universe.
Yep.
Right? So that's Michael Parks.
Yeah, he has a bit part in Django, a very small bit part in Django.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been in a ton.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And let me tell you, this guy fucking steals every scene he's in.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
so good in this.
But also so pointless.
Yeah, he's a hilarious character because he just could not. He's like Indiana Jones in Raiders of the Lost Ark. He has no bearing on the story whatsoever.
Nope. Okay.
Oh man, let's get into it.
Yeah. So the movie opens up with a execution
of a biker.
Right. So you see a bunch of bikers on a hilltop overlooking a prison.
Yes.
Right. And then you go inside the prison, and there is the leader of that biker gang, and he's about to be put in the electric chair. Right. And you see all these people watching, and he's like, I was framed, right? And everybody in the room is looking guilty as shit.
Yeah, like they personally committed the murder, and they know.
Except for John Saxon, who's like, yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, and then our the girl that's sitting in there as well.
Yes, that's our lead girl. That's Gail.
Gail, yes.
Okay.
She's in there watching the execution as well. She does not look guilty. She looks very distraught over the whole situation. But yeah, this is Diablo, right?
Yes.
Yes, he is the leader of this biker gang. He's screaming that he's innocent.
Mm-hmm.
I just, honestly, I have to give him credit for doing literally just recently listened to last podcast episode about the electric chair.
Okay.
And they talked about the process, and I was like, wow, they actually went through the effort of showing a guy walking over and picking that phone up and being like, is there anyone who says he shouldn't be murdered?
Yeah, is there any reason to hold the execution, right?
Yeah.
And I just, it's so quick that I imagine on the other end somebody was like, nah.
I want Diablo to be like Pee-wee, be like, I say we let him go! Florida state law says you have to let someone go if they do that.
Yeah. It's a very, very small rule, but it's there.
Yeah.
It's only happened once.
Yeah.
It was Bundy. They let him go 3 times.
Sometimes you forget where you left with the tire iron. Yeah, so so everyone in the room leaves.
Mm-hmm.
And the executioner throws the switch.
Yep.
He's electrocuted. Gale is shocked and looks away.
Mm-hmm. John Saxon's chewing gum, yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah. He's just like, oh, hell yeah. That really gets me off. And then we are treated
to a still shot, the movie just pauses,
freeze
right?
frames, like the end of a Starsky and Hutch episode.
Yes, on the dead body in the chair, just with a shroud over his head, and then that song
from the intro
it starts just like it did in the intro, and you're like, is this appropriate right now?
Yeah, and it plays like the first minute.
Everything that you
song.
heard in the intro of those it's just vocals and no instrumental yet. When the instrumental kicks in, that's when it finally gets off of this still frame
of this dead body,
and then we're treated to the craziest beach I've ever seen.
Yeah, Fort Lauderdale at spring break.
But okay, so this is where I was confused, right? Because I'm trying to figure out what beach protocol was in the 80s.
Yeah, because people are just driving on the beach. It's a parking lot with sand.
It's okay. So to give our listeners at home a real synopsis of what the beach looked like. Okay, here we go. Water, wet sand for football tossing, traffic, literally 2 lanes of traffic, parked cars, and then sunbathing.
Yeah. I was so confused. I was like, shouldn't the parked cars be behind the sunbathing?
Nope.
Like, wouldn't you put? So like you're hanging out with your kid at the beach, and he's like, I want to make a sandcastle. I was like, make sure you look both ways before you cross the sand. Some drunk jackass gonna run you over in his Pinto.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and it's also like super high tide. So these cars are like 20 feet out from the water, too. It's like close.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Weirdest shit.
Right? And then Dragon Sound pulled by.
They're fighting ninjas.
Yeah. And no, they were sexually harassing women on the beach.
Oh, no, that's right. That's right. Friends for eternity, loyalty, honesty, stick together through
That's right.
thick and
That song was
thin.
playing. Well, it's okay. It's okay because a bunch of people in this movie will sexually harass and demean women as well, so it's fine.
Yeah.
This movie is a product of the time.
This is the 80s. Yeah.
Like that's the funny part too, is because it's one of those things where like you knew that like okay, it was like finalized. I think I read it was finalized in like 88, which means it was like made 86, 87.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like hardcore 80s.
Yeah, and then it sat shelved until 89 because it had a whole slew of problems trying to figure out releasing it. Because this is actually an Italian made film.
Right.
It was made in the United States with all American actors, no dubbing like you would expect from most like
Gorgeous women.
oh,
just
gorgeous.
like any Italian
just
movie.
like any Italian movie,
Right?
blue-eyed
Beautiful.
women.
Yeah, beautiful eyes.
Always. But the director of this movie,
The director?
yeah,
Oh,
it's
you want to know who the director is?
Yeah, I wanted to know his name.
Okay, well, there's two. That's
yes,
why I'm confused.
that's right. Well, no, so I guess for a really long, the title says Harry Kirkpatrick,
Sure.
and apparently for a really long time, everyone thought that was a surname that Umberto
Lenzi.
or Umberto Lenzi was using. But then, actually, apparently what happened is he started the film and could not finish it, and they brought a new guy named Harry Kirkpatrick on to finish the film.
Well, see, here's the actual like word for word, because it's like there's more to it,
Ooh.
right? Okay. Umberto Lenzi, originally hired to direct, had a falling out with the producer just as production started and wanted to be taken off the film. He stated in a 1996 interview that he found the story, quote, too similar to his earlier film, Seven Bloodstained Orchids of 1972, and decided before shooting began that his name would not appear on the film. Screenwriter Harry Kirkpatrick, also known as James Justice, sounds like a porn,
I know, right?
was given the job of directing and received sole directorial credit, though he convinced Lenzi to remain on the set in an uncredited advisory capacity throughout the entire production. For years, many horror film fans thought Harry Kirkpatrick was an alias for Lenzi, but Lenzi has stated in interviews that there really was a Harry Kirkpatrick who wrote and co-directed that film. He explained, quote, my contribution consisted solely of providing technical assistance. Nightmare Beach should be considered the work of Harry Kirkpatrick.
And I gotta say, on like for Lenzi's part, like he doesn't sound like he has bad blood about it. He was just basically like, this is too much like a movie I already made. Give it to this other guy.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy was like, all right. And then they kept him on and they worked together, which is awesome. So yeah, that's weird trivia about how this film
Like
was
Poltergeist.
made. Ooh. Yikes.
I'm trying to beat the Directors Guild, so here you go, buddy.
I guess we'll never know who directed that because Toby Hooper's dead.
Yeah, so the very, very interesting piece of trivia
Yeah.
for an otherwise trivia-less movie. Like, I don't have much
Yeah.
information. Like I said, I don't even have a budget.
No, yeah. There was no budget.
Yeah, just go out there and be somebody, kid.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so that is the background history of this. Also, this film had multiple titles, also known as Welcome to Spring Break.
Yes. Welcome to Spring Break.
But I
And
think
then
that was overseas.
I
more
think
than
that was overseas,
anything.
and then I think it also its titles in Italian at some point. All the taglines are in Italian.
Nachtmare.
That's the German release. Nachtmare, bitch.
Beche.
Beche. So yeah, beach parking aside, we're introduced to
Skip. Okay. And Ronnie. Yes. Now, Skip and Ronnie are your typical football playing kids from college on spring break.
Yes.
Right? They're going through the town, and basically
they're driving through town, and they stop to see what is never explained again to be what looks like an auto fatality.
with a like a beachcomber or something.
Dune buggy. Yeah. There's like a dead body in the streets, and they cover
There's
with
a couple things left unexplained, like the thief.
Yeah. No. So then we're introduced to this like giggle cast of like characters throughout. There's this guy riding in the back of a Jeep with all these girls and this guy driving. And he throws a beer can on the ground, which I was like, what a dick. And then jumps out, and they say, hey, you owe us gas money. You owe us $10, which, by the way, I was like, holy shit, that's a lot of gas. Are they driving from Georgia? Because this is like Central Florida. Fort Lauderdale's, or it's actually closer to Miami because it's Dade County, so it's like South Florida. But yeah, he gets out. He gives him $10. He runs away, and the girl realizes that her wallet is missing.
Yep.
There's the introduction to our thief character,
right.
Who I will continuously throughout this film confuse with another character.
Yes.
Every single
class
scene.
Clown.
Yeah, the class clown character.
So, as that's happening, we're also introduced to like a conversation that's happening between John Saxon as the sheriff, the mayor of the town, which he's also in on what this is going to happen in this film.
Yes.
So basically, John Saxon is the sheriff. Michael Parks is the coroner.
Yes,
right?
but also a doctor.
Yeah.
As we learned from his ceilingless doctor practice, is that he's actually a doctor.
And then the reverend of the town.
Yes.
Right? And that's it, right? The four of them.
Yes.
Right? And they're having a conversation of basically being like, goddamn spring break, goddamn kids, goddamn son of a bitch.
Yeah, basically, just grumbling about
Meanwhile,
the
the reverend never is like, you can stop saying goddamn.
Yeah, no, he's just like, keep going, it's cool.
Yeah, right.
More business for me.
Yeah, right? Until the reverend sees his daughter hanging out the back of a car.
Drinking a beer.
Drinking a burr.
Drinking a cold one.
Drinking a cold...
I think she's drinking a Budweiser.
Yeah, something.
Yeah,
I don't know, right?
Budweiser
From those push tabs.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, she's drinking, and she's like, "Daddy, I'm 18. I can do whatever I want," which is weird later.
Yes. Yeah.
So, he's like, "You not be out here sinning like the rest of them."
So I thought you were gonna stay back at school for spring break.
Yeah.
And then that's when she's like, "Yeah, Daddy, I'm gonna do whatever I want. Fuck you."
Yeah, Daddy, I decided to come right back home and fuck right in front of you.
Yeah, where my dad can see me.
Right, I'm gonna fuck on the altar on Sunday morning.
Woo!
Woo! Also, mind you, this movie, which I guess it was a thing maybe, but now it's clearly not. Like spring break for colleges is just divided up with like for a whole month and a half. It feels like.
Yeah.
Where this movie is going to take place directly on Easter weekend.
Yeah, I mean
right?
that's how it used to be.
Did it really?
Remember back in the day when spring break was always corresponded with Easter?
No.
Whoa, jeez. Yeah, it used to be called Easter break too. I remember that from elementary school.
Well, yeah, because like schools, like public schools would correspond with that. I'm talking about colleges. Colleges spring break was just whatever they decided to. And part of me felt like it was on purpose, so like that like all the schools in the country didn't go down to like the same areas at the same time.
Yeah.
You know?
So apparently it's like 8,000 schools all in Fort Lauderdale.
Well, that's why they're parking on the beach.
Yeah. They ran out of parking.
Yeah. Goddamn Venice.
Yeah. You ever try to park in LA?
Yeah.
$45 to sit in this lot where I'm gonna get murdered?
I gotta park on this skateboard. Goddamn half pipes.
Shit, they're making me park in the reef.
Yeah. So now at this point, we're introduced to another girl. right?
Yes.
And her name's not really important. Like, I don't remember her name. I don't think they actually even give her a name, or at least in the movie.
Oh,
and,
hot chick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hot chick who goes to the front desk, right?
Of the hotel, yes.
Right.
With this God, I don't even know how to describe this guy.
Well,
like oaf.
Yeah. It's basically Clint again.
Yes.
It's
Clint, your agent fucked up. This was the part written for you.
Yeah, it was. So basically, this guy is just like, I got your room with a whole bunch of mirrors. That's really going to be really great for you.
She's like, why do you think I need mirrors?
I meant me. I totally meant me. I wasn't supposed to say this out loud. Sorry.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, right. I mean, because you like me looking at you. I mean, you like to look at yourself.
Way to show your hand, man.
Right. Don't worry, my mustache is gonna poke through the peephole.
God. But yeah, so she walks away from the counter, and in walks
Skip and Ronnie.
Skip.
Yep.
Yes. And they check into their room.
So he's given her like great customer service, and immediately when they show up, he's like, "You got a goddamn reservation?"
Yeah, he's just like, "Go fuck yourself."
Yeah.
Yeah, and he says to Skip, "Hey, wait a minute, I know you.
Mm-hmm.
You're that kid that blew like the Orange Bowl." He's just like, "Yeah, great. That's why I'm out here, trying to get away from that. Great job, by the way, trying to get away from your failure at the Orange Bowl, and you went to Florida. Really gonna escape that." But apparently no one in this town didn't watch the Orange Bowl because everyone knows.
Did, right? You're that guy that I recognize from underneath a helmet.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Right?
So, yeah, he, like, shits on me. He's like, I lost money on that game.
Right?
And he's like, okay, thanks, asshole. Where's our room?
Yep. So he gives them the room, and then at this point, they are in their room, and Ronnie is your, like, typical horn dog.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And he has dumped out, like I don't even know.
It's like 30.
A military supply worth of condoms,
yes,
right?
Yes.
But it's not just like condoms that are stored in a square wrapper. There's also rectangle condoms?
Yeah, he really raided the student center at their school before they left.
And he says that he wants every one of these condoms used by Easter morning.
Yes.
Right? And I'm like, oh, geez.
Yeah.
You're expecting like a girl to stay over when she's got to go to church.
Yes. She can't sin.
Yeah.
He is risen.
I'm expecting a lot of chicks to go to confessional. Let me tell you.
Yeah. He's just, he's funny because he's like this sleazebag, but he definitely looks like he's never fucked.
Especially when they go out that night and he's wearing a red mesh shirt.
Yeah.
Your typical 80s red mesh.
And this guy got no fucking game.
No, that's right. Okay, yeah, because he says some weird stuff in this. One thing that he says to somebody is, hey, you want to bump short hairs?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? Short hairs?
Also, this is the late 80s, early 90s. There ain't no short hairs you're going to be bumping.
Yes. You want to bump bush? Short hairs. I mean, that's assuming that, like, clearly your hair is longer than the hair there.
He's just talking about actually rubbing heads together. He's never had sex, so he doesn't know what you're supposed to do. I think we did skip over. They show the.
We did. I just meant that.
Yeah. They show the hotel pool, and there's a dead body in the pool.
Yep.
Laying on the top of the water. And if you've seen this scene, you might think to yourself, God, gore looks like shit. Literally just looks like toilet paper with makeup on it.
Looks like somebody took a vomit like practical joke and put red blood all over it.
Looks like someone slapped a pad on their shoulder. So there's a dead body in the pool. Everyone swarms around to see it. My favorite part about this is the only time you see a small child in this film. There's a little kid standing there looking in the pool too. And it's just
somebody was like, I think we booked the wrong week, honey.
Oh shit, it's dead body in the pool week, not kids swim week. And then we're introduced to the character that I talked about earlier that I will confuse for the thief guy the entire movie, the prankster kid.
Yeah.
He sits up and he's like,
so yeah, prankster kid looks like the main guy from the Blue Lagoon.
Brooke Shields?
No, but yeah, at least you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Curly-haired boy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But he looks kind of like Thief Kid. They look
Yes.
a little bit like each other. So the first time I watched this movie, I was so genuinely confused.
Like, this guy is tricking people and stealing.
Yeah, I was like, damn.
Yeah.
So he sits up and he's like, don't you get a joke? And a girl throws a towel at him. I don't really know what that
His response
does.
is always like, can't you take a joke?
It's like, we just thought you were dead.
Literally, your joke every time is, I'm a dead body.
I'm an asshole.
And people straight up, like, by the last time, that they're like, you're an asshole, man.
yeah, they're like, you're not fucking funny. You're making light of some serious shit.
I mean, we're just drinking and disrespecting the dead. You're taking it one step too far, sir.
Yeah, you asshole. You're being alive while there's dead people? Disrespectful.
So now we're introduced to our first kill. Okay? There's a hitchhiker on the road, right? And she says she's going to Daytona.
Yes, there's a
Right.
bunch of hitchhikers, and she doesn't get picked up by this car that already has an illegal amount of people in it.
What's one more, really?
Yeah, right. So, she's going to Daytona, and this motorcycle pulls up.
Oh, yeah.
The Wraith pulls up.
That's accurate.
He doesn't say anything, which, like, ladies and gentlemen listening,
Anyone.
if someone pulls up in a dark motorcycle helmet and just tells you to get on their motorcycle,
Well, if somebody pulls up with a motorcycle that has, like, Tesla coil on the back of it.
like a fucking Trident, and it's not King Triton from...
But even if it is,
Yeah,
that's
still
weird.
don't
too.
get on it. He's gasping for air. Get me to the water.
I forbid it.
Yeah, don't get on that motorcycle. Don't get in that car.
Also, like, if he's, like, jamming out this music everywhere he goes,
From miles away.
so literally every time he rolls into a scene,
You hear
this is playing.
Yes, every time you see him. And it's, you know, some cool shit's about to happen. So she gets on the motorcycle,
Yep.
and he starts driving a actually responsible speed, but they really want you to think it's out of control. He's only driving like 65.
Right? He starts speeding up,
Yeah, and she's like, hey, where are you going?
right? And they keep showing the speedometer, but it's like RPMing all over the place.
Because he's like not shifting gears properly.
And this music's still going.
Yes.
Right? And she's like, I want to get off. I want to get off.
So she throws her hands down on the handle for the passenger in the back of the motorcycle.
Yeah, because there's like handlebars that are like chrome.
Yes. And
Right? He stops.
he stops.
Full dead stop on like basically the street becomes a dead end.
Yeah, it's a road. It's a closed road. And he presses 2 buttons on his motorcycle, and she gets fucking shocked to death.
Electrocuted.
And we're not talking like bzz. We're talking like her mouth starts smoking and her face chars.
Hell yeah.
She falls to the ground, and he just leaves.
What I find funny about this music is like I was like, damn, he's just like playing the Contra soundtrack everywhere he goes.
He's got a Nintendo hooked up.
Right?
Yeah, no, so she
Look
dies.
at that Mario Paint. Play that soundtrack. I got a mouse. Yes.
Oh, God,
You
yes.
remember it.
I do.
Yeah. So this is the introduction to the weirdest serial killer and his tactics that I have ever seen.
Yes, a motorcyclist that just shocks people.
Right.
And let me tell you, he shocks people.
Oh,
With the exception of like one person, he will find a way.
yes. And that's the okay. So basically, at this point, that happens, and then the sheriff and the mayor and the coroner go to the site of Diablo, the grave site, and now his body's missing.
Yeah.
So the pastor.
And someone also, it's said subtly, but someone like almost killed the fucking like night watchman at the graveyard. He's being loaded into an ambulance in the
Oh,
back.
I missed that.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're like, yeah, someone knocked him out.
Huh. Okay, so then, and the pastor is there because he's paying his respects to his wife
His
at
dead
the same
wife,
time,
yes.
right? And the pastor warns them of being like, "Hey, this might be Diablo back from the grave. He said he was coming back."
Yeah, and then they're like, well, that's impossible, right? And then Michael Parks says the weirdest shit.
Yeah,
and you know what? I went with it. I was like, yeah, that's possible. He's like, well, basically what he says is like, sometimes people who are electrocuted to death can show a false positive of being dead, but like not for 3 days where you bury them and all that shit. And also, are people who are getting electrocuted by the state being allowed to be buried in a regular plot? Like, I don't think that happens.
Especially when you're just a biker gang.
Yeah, they can afford a plot in this very nice place.
So that is why our killer is electrocuting everyone.
Because he's taking his revenge from the electric chair.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So that is our setup.
Yep.
That's everything that the rest of this movie will be.
Yes.
Right? Skip to the end.
And it'll be a lot.
Oh, it's a lot. Right? So now Ronnie and Skip go out to a bar. Skip is just not feeling it because of the whole Orange Bowl loss. He's just not feeling being at spring break at
He's
all.
a mopey son of a bitch this
Right.
whole movie. But he's like sympathetic. Like you actually feel bad for him because he's not being like a mopey.
He's not a douche.
He's not being a mopey asshole. He's just kind of being like, nah, man,
He's
I'm
a
not.
handsome dude that
He's-
just, yeah.
He's not feeling it.
Yeah. Right? It's probably senior year. He's outgrown this, you know?
Yeah. And
So
Ronnie's just trying to fuck.
anyone and anything.
He straight up calls. He tries to get the bartender's attention, and he calls her like babe.
Okay, so the bartender is Gail, the woman from the beginning of the movie that witnessed the electrocution. Now, Gail, basically the reason why Diablo was put on trial for murder and executed was that he was accused of killing Gail's sister.
Yes.
Okay, that's why Gail was there. So here's Gail at the bar now.
Yep.
Right? And she is the bartender, and Ronnie is straight up, he is playing the Tinder misogynistic playbook.
Yeah, he literally says to her, word for word, "You'd be a lot prettier if you smiled more."
Damn.
Damn. And she just looks at him like, you fucking serious? And he's, at least he can take a hint because he's kind of just like, oh, okay.
The comments like this are so blunt in this movie that it's almost as if the movie then just stares at you for watching the movie.
Yeah.
Being like, I'm sorry, can we just move on from this part? Yes, because it happens.
It's a lot more romantic in Italian.
The smile is pretty bella.
Mozzarella.
She's a beautiful girl when she smiles.
Oh, wow. So much better now.
Right? The Italian language just rolls off your tongue.
If you would have smiled, you wouldn't look like such of a bitch. Oh, wow. The Italians have such a way with words.
I'ma beat you later.
I love their roads.
Hey, show me the meatballs. See, it works.
It does. It does. It does. Yeah. So he goes to those two girls, and he's like, Ronnie does, and this is when he says the bump short hairs line.
No.
Oh,
That's
that's later.
when he's
That's right.
drunk. No, he just goes off to two other girls, right?
Yep.
Now, meanwhile, the pastor's daughter shows back up.
Literally like propositioning for sex.
I got the quote. She goes, "Hey, you're real cute. You want to take a walk with me?" He goes, "No, thanks. Come on, I'll be real good to you." Is she a prostitute?
Yeah, isn't that the wildest shit? Like, she's just like, I'll be real good to you.
I'll be real good to you?
And he's just like, no, I'm good. And she just is like, well, fuck you.
Yeah, it's like,
but she's just
fine.
okay,
bye.
bye.
Right?
And then Gail is just like, her basement's flooded over this comment. She's just so hot for the fact that he wouldn't have sex with this child.
Yeah. But this is so weird, right? Because if anybody, the pastor's daughter's storyline is not flushed out well at all.
No.
Because that's, you see her one more time as she like leaves the house, and he's like, "Come on, don't go out and party, be a good girl." And she's like, "No, Daddy, leave me alone." That's it.
Yep, that's it.
That's it for her.
Yeah, thank
right?
God.
But it's weird because there are a bunch of established characters that don't really get a through line in this movie.
No,
Right?
unless they get a line through. Bzzz. It's an electricity joke.
Got it.
Thanks.
I got it. It's okay.
Thank you. Come out to the live show on the 27th.
Don't worry, it doesn't get any better.
So Skip just leaves the bar.
Skip leaves the bar. He is walking down the street, and then you're introduced to the girl who checked in at the hotel before Skip and Ronnie.
Yes,
right?
hot chick.
And now she's walking down the street. She's admiring some clothes in a window before just going up to a dude and being like, "Hey, do you have money for the payphone?"
Yeah, she's like, "Do you have money for the payphone? I need to call my parents."
Right.
I can't remember her reasoning why.
She basically needs to call her parents because, like, she now runs their business, she says.
Yes.
Right? Because she basically had to leave college in order to help her parents run their failing business, right? It's all some, like, scheme or con that I can't quite figure out, right? She's telling this man, and he's like, "Here's $5," and then he's like, "Well, wait a minute. I think we can figure out a way for you to pay for your college."
Yes,
right?
and it's funny because it's like, I don't know if this was the point where she decided to become a sex worker or if she was beforehand.
I don't know.
Was it like a making lemonade out of lemons
But
situation?
why is everyone except one woman a sex worker in this movie?
I know, right? And it's just like the weirdest character too. There's no motivation for her to do it.
Not whatsoever, right? So it's just creepy old men that she keeps, like, taking to her room, scene after scene.
Yeah.
Right? And the only motivation I could even think of, well, right now I can't say because it would reveal the killer.
Yes.
Right? But yeah, it's all these immoral things that are happening in the town.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, basically it's just like, here's a thief, here's this person, here's that person, you know? So, like, now we have Ronnie. Oh, by the way, Ronnie and Skip got into a confrontation before entering this bar with Diablo's biker gang.
Yeah, I would say rightfully so, because they appeared to have just driven up the curb to park at this bar.
Yeah.
And they're like, "This is biker parking only." And they're like, "I don't see your name on it." And he's like, "I am my name," is basically what he says. And I would just be like, all right, there's plenty of street parking, it looks like. You could just go park on the beach.
Right.
Yeah, so they have a run-in with Diablo's gang, as we learn.
And then John Saxon, just literally any time there's a run-in with Diablo's gang for anybody, he's just there.
Yeah, he just shows up. He has like there's a Diablo's gang dar that he has, and he's like, I see they're hanging out.
Right?
I better go.
So he basically is like, "Hey, you two, get running along, and you gang, you're barred from the beach until, like, Easter Sunday's over."
Yeah.
Right? And they're like, "You can't bar us." He's like, "I can do anything I goddamn want."
Which, again, is so funny because it's not that harsh of a punishment for them. It's like, just don't come to the beach for like 4 days.
You mean we got to hang out in our shitty hideaway?
You mean we gotta hang out in the set for Miami Connection?
We got to hang out in the zoo from Police Academy 2? Deep cut.
Damn. Yeah,
Yeah, that got you.
God, yeah, that's funny. Yeah, so
yes. So now at this point, that I think we've introduced all of our characters, really.
Yes.
Right?
Anyone that matters.
So now it switches over to the next day, I think. Yeah, it switches over to the next day, and this is where there's like a wet T-shirt contest.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I remember this type of stuff was why I wasn't allowed to watch MTV when I was growing up. Because they would do the
spring break?
Because they do the MTV spring break
Yeah,
thing.
but there wouldn't be a wet T-shirt on spring break.
Dude, they would always just show those chicks shaking their ass to like Kid Rock and shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to watch Kid Rock.
I was drinking about the bottles.
My parents were like, "This is a Kid Rock free zone. Here's a picture of some titties. Don't look at Kid Rock."
That's good.
Yeah, I know. They raised me right. Fuck you, Kid Rock.
Sweet home Alabama all summer long.
I wish he would have died in a plane crash.
Damn. Oh, man.
If you're listening, fuck you, Kid Rock.
You know what's funny is that you can have somebody like Kid Rock in a Joe Dirt movie, and he still looks the worst.
And I don't think he was playing up that he can't read. I think that's just him.
Yeah.
Man. Could you imagine this movie with a Kid Rock soundtrack?
Oh, I don't even know any other songs.
I don't know any. All I know is he's like, you know?
Oh, isn't that Limp Bizkit?
They're like the same person.
Yeah, that's true.
They make the same. I did it for the nookie.
Nightmare Beach.
Didn't he have that midget too? He did.
I don't know.
Kid Rock had a midget. I only remember it because it was on King of the Hill.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
This is Kid Rock Corner.
Oh, no. Canceled. It's the only podcast to be canceled. Kid Rock Corner. How do we get canceled? I canceled it. You're one of the hosts.
He's like, I'm running for Senate.
So, but what I wanted to comment on this whole spring break, like wet t-shirt contest and everything, is that, like, God damn it, 80s hair. 80s hair makes 20-year-old girls look like 45.
Well,
they all look like Tanya Harding.
Because there's the first girl, which, by the way, this scene is also just the mandatory tits that has to be in this movie.
Yep.
It was like mandated. The first girl you see, she's really cute.
Mm-hmm.
The next girl comes up with that like curly ass Aquanet like hair from the 80s
and high bathing suit,
and she looks like she's a 45-year-old woman. And I was actually genuinely kind of like,
yes,
it's off-putting.
Well, that's what I meant. Is like 80s bikinis were awful.
I like
right?
them.
Well, they were like up to their side boob.
Yeah, it is kind of weird.
The cut was,
and your whole butt's out.
Yeah. That's weird, right?
Nice.
And leggings or no leggings, you know, it's still, there was a lot of skin that's still between leggings and the line. I don't know what that look was. I don't understand it.
No,
I don't understand the Aquanet thing. And I also don't understand, like, because then it ventured into 90s, is like the bumper bangs.
I don't know what that is.
Bumper bangs is where, like, basically you took your bangs and then you curled them.
Oh, so they curled back to your head.
Yeah. So it looked like a bumper,
a big old knot.
yeah.
I remember.
Look like a roll, like a cinnamon roll.
That is weird.
Bumper bangs.
Look like a ho ho.
Like that's what I said. Like Tanya Harding.
Yes, she had him. Yes. Then she broke that girl's kneecaps.
Yeah, hell yeah, right. And then she electrocuted somebody
on her motorcycle. Damn it! You spoiled the ending of the movie. It's Tanya Harding.
Yeah. That's how I Tanya goes.
yeah. She's like, get on my motorcycle, Nancy. Just zaps her. That would make every movie better.
If it was just the end of this.
No, if it was just people on a motorcycle getting electrocuted.
Okay. So now they go back to the bar that Gail was at, right?
And
this is where Ronnie's like, hey, Skip, remind me to call my mom tomorrow because it's her birthday.
Because I plan on not having any brain cells tomorrow to remember, is what he says, which is like, Jesus Christ, you alcoholic.
Yes, right?
That is upsetting.
This, at the same time, is where some other guy across the bar is like, hey, nice ass, and he slaps Gail's ass, right?
And she responds correctly.
Oh,
she slaps him across the face and says, you're 86, get out.
Right? This movie, like, has been charged with rape.
It's so sleazy, but at the same time, no one puts up with the sleaze. It's really weird.
Yeah.
I like that about it so much that he just basically, like, she doesn't give she doesn't put up with this shit.
It's like they wrote a scene that was very misogynistic, and then the females in the scene were like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
They're like, no, that's not how it works. Like, well, how would you do it? Well, I'd smack him and tell him to get out.
Okay, well, don't tell him that.
God.
Just do it.
The feminazis are taking over Hollywood.
God damn it.
Meanwhile, the incels at home are watching this like, I would do it.
God damn it, this is Florida. It's not goddamn California. This is a consensual beach. This is Nightmare Beach.
Oh, God.
It's a nightmare for all. Men, women, children.
It is a nightmare for that man's ass crack later.
Oh, damn, that was weird, too.
It was a nightmare for me. But yeah, so Skip is talking to Gail again.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just having
They're
conversation.
having a conversation. They're getting to know each other.
Yeah, what's
you
going
know?
on.
So now
She's so into Skip, and he's just so into
he's
being
kind
mopey.
of oblivious.
Yeah.
And so now, like, Ronnie kind of goes off and does his thing, too. And now the scene switches over to some people are interviewing the mayor.
And he says one of my favorite lines in the movie.
Really good.
They're asking him about the deaths that have been occurring in the town.
They say for quote, "Sir, what about the girl that they found burnt to death at the county line?"
And he says, "Hold on, get a good shot of me with town hall in the background."
That's not his actual response to that, though.
Oh,
his real response is, "Well, that's just out of our jurisdiction."
Yeah, he says that's
So
yeah.
fuck him.
Yeah, he said it's on the other. It's like in the other county line, so it's not a big deal. We don't give a
quote.
shit.
I wrote the quote.
Oh.
Well, that's just out of our jurisdiction.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, if
I don't really give a shit about people that died outside of my town.
10 more feet and we would have had a big problem on our hands.
Right.
We actually had the sign moved before we identified the body. So. Oh,
yeah.
God.
So, yeah, he just introduces being like, look at this new...
Yeah, he's like, get a shot of me.
This new,
town
basically,
hall.
town hall, right? That doesn't apply to anything in this movie, by the way.
No, it's just him being an asshole.
Yep.
And then as they're... That's right, it just moves on.
Yep. So now Ronnie is drunk on the street alone.
Trying to fuck.
Right. And this is where he asked the two women, do you want to bump short hairs?
And one of them has short hair, so I guess it didn't dawn on me at first, but now I get it.
You want to bash each other's skulls together?
That's what you guys do, right?
Yeah.
I've never fucked. I'm so lonely.
You wanna touch heads? You more than likely have a penis too.
Did your penis fall off yet? That's what happens to girls, right?
There's boys with no dick.
Y'all got dicks too, right?
Nightmare Beach.
So he
runs into Diablo's
girl.
Yeah. Right? Who is basically just, now the new leader's girl.
Yeah, she just gets passed around apparently.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Right? Still beautiful woman, beautiful blue
God.
eyes.
The butt cheeks hanging out.
Yeah, she's got those like cut off shorts, the butt cheeks hanging out. I'm telling you, that's a thing of beauty. I can't help it.
It's back.
It's back at the park right now.
No.
You have to understand, I'm like fully all in black here, and people are just all around me. I can't help it. I don't know what's going on.
Oh no. So butt cheek pants lures Ronnie
to
away,
an
to an alley.
Yeah.
And she's basically like, "Let's fuck."
Right.
Just kidding. This is a gangbang, and and all of the gang members roll up.
Yep.
And they beat the living shit out of Ronnie.
Yep.
But at the end of it, he doesn't look that fucked up.
Nah.
But it was like 8 dudes stomping him and kicking him and punching him. And then she pours a bunch of booze on him, breaks it on the ground, and steals his necklace.
Yep.
It's like football necklace.
And so they roll out. All bicycles, everybody rolls out.
And
right?
then
he comes to.
And then you hear...
Because he's just blaring the music out of his motorcycle. But that's a weird thing too, is like you can't really tell, because there is a time when like the music's playing but like he's actually being quiet.
Yeah, or it's playing and he's not near his mic. It's just his theme song. It just follows him. Yeah. So Ronnie basically turns to him and is like, "Who the hell are you?"
Well, no, he just thinks he's one of the gang.
Yeah, no. I mean, like he looks at him with a look of like, "Who the hell are you? What, you want more?"
Yeah.
And he walks over to grab him and grabs the same handle that girl grabbed.
Also, I love as the gang leader catches him before they beat his ass, when they're like, basically he's like, "What are you doing with my old lady?" and shoves him, and like just condoms fall all over the ground, right? And he's like, "Nothing." He goes, "What are those rubbers for?" And he goes, Easter presents.
Yeah. Oh, Ronnie.
I love this guy. I'm really sad that this is his end.
Yeah, he dies so soon into this movie.
Yeah.
Oh shit, by the way, he dies.
Yeah.
Yeah, he falls forward, he grabs the motorcycle by the same handle that the girl dies from, and he dies the same exact way.
Just explodes into flames.
Yes, and then dies on the street.
Yeah. And that's it.
That's it.
Yeah. So now we're back at the coroner's office.
Yeah, and Michael Parks is talking about how Michael Parks, the mayor, and Nancy's dad are talking. His name's Stryker in the film. They couldn't have given him more like stereotypical, like weird, like intimidating cop name.
Right.
But they're talking about how they found another body.
Right, and now they want to cover it all up because
Yes.
they're like, we can't have a panic on spring break.
And
which is typical city stuff.
yeah, and Michael Parks' character, who's like the only like moral backbone in this whole thing, is like,
But is he? Because I wrote the line down and it's really weird.
Yeah, but he's very concerned about him losing his license.
Right. Right? And then the mayor blackmails him with this quote.
Oh my god, this is weird.
You do this for me, and I'll overlook all those pills you give to your pretty beach boys. What?
Did he just like out him?
Yes.
Yeah, right? This is the weirdest.
Basically being like, you give Quaaludes to boys so you can fuck them.
Yeah, and then he's like, all right, whatever. They leave his office, and he just chugs from this huge flask. Like, if you've ever seen, like, a Gentleman Jack bottle, that's what he's chugging from.
Gay.
Time to get drunk.
Right? I like looking at bodies during the day and fucking them at night.
Yeah. And the lewds kicked in as I was doing the autopsy.
Right? So, now, once again, at this point, so Skip is now looking for Ronnie the next morning.
He's asking around at the bar. If
Nobody's seen him.
He's like, have you seen my friend?
Meanwhile, there's like people playing like some sort of game or chugging game, and they have money on the table. Then that money goes missing
with our thief friend, and he's like,
but you don't actually see the thief this time, do you?
Yeah, you do. He's sitting there with them. He's chugging a beer, and he loses.
Okay.
And they're like, he's like, I'll get us more, and he swipes the money. And then when the bartender comes over, or like the person with all the beer, the guy's like, oh, hold on, and he's like, wait, what?
Well, it seems like he's just paying for things that the group needs with their money.
Yes.
That's his MO.
Yeah.
Don't forget, we need gas money. No problem. Here's your money.
Yes.
I'll buy us more beer.
Shit, we totally skipped over when they were at the beach. When Ronnie and Skip are at the beach.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever, there's the prankster guy, not the thief guy. I just wanted to bring it up because it's fucking hilarious. I don't know why you would do this on a crowded beach. There's a shark in the water, and a cop just starts shooting at it. On a crowded beach.
That's fair, man. He's seen
and
Jaws.
it's the
He
prankster guy gets out of the water.
knows.
He's
Shit,
like,
cruel Jaws.
he's like, don't shoot. It's just a joke.
Yeah, meanwhile, as that distraction's going on, the thief
Steals some more money from some girls.
just a whole pocketbook.
Yeah, he steals like 3 pocketbooks.
Yes.
So anyway, back to what's happening.
So now Skip comes in contact with a biker chick, and she's wearing Ronnie's medallion.
Yeah, and he's
right?
like, where the hell did you get that?
And instead of she goes, my dad. Instead of, like, this is that stupid thing where you're like, why not just say, like, I found it on the ground?
Yeah. Yeah, you could just be like, yeah, I found it on the ground. I don't know. And then if he was like...
Because he'd be like, okay, well, Ronnie's drunk and he dropped his medallion. End of story. Instead, she's like, yeah, my dad gave it to me. And you're like, it literally is from, like, this year's college game. Like,
but
you're stupid.
Also, like...
Why are you wearing it?
Well, yeah, and also you have seen this guy with the guy your friends just beat the living shit out of.
Yeah.
So, like, that's a weird lie to this guy. Like, it's my dad's.
He's like, bullshit, you don't have a dad.
Fuck. That's why you hang out with them bikers.
Right?
Starts crying in the parking lot.
Ain't no girl that lives in a zoo. Got a dad.
So she just takes off.
Yeah, and he follows
Skip
her.
follows her.
Right? That's when he shows up at their, like, old mill.
Yes, the the Miami Connection drug den. And he is sneaking around, and
they catch him.
They catch him. The main leader guy catches him.
Then John Saxon, Stryker, shows up. Right, in the nick of time again.
My favorite thing is that they're choking Skip with a chain, like a big chain, and they don't even stop choking him. Even when Stryker shows up and is like, "Let him go," they're still choking him with the chain until Stryker stops them.
Well, it's a weird thing because there's at least 20 guys, right?
Yeah.
And yet Stryker, they're like afraid of him.
They're really afraid of him.
And I don't understand why. Like, they
this is where I
could just like demolish his car and like it wouldn't matter.
This is where I started thinking that he was in on something with them because it's suspicious as fuck. He's always showing up. They're not doing anything with him. They like respect his authority.
Right. Well, kind of. They call him pig and stuff like that, but they aren't pushing the line in which they could, where it's like it's 20 against 1.
Yeah,
you could literally just run him out of your area.
And they're like way out of town, so
yeah.
It's later. I just now realized it's later explained why he's out there, at that exact moment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We'll get to it.
Okay.
But yeah, so he tells them. He basically tells like, he tells Skip, like, fuck off and get out of here. And then he tells them, I have a warrant to check the premises for Diablo's body.
Right.
And they tell him, go away. And then there's nothing that happens after that. It's just the next scene.
No, the next, and then we're back to the hotel. And we're back to the maybe prostitute.
Yes.
Right?
She takes...
So there's this guy, and he's like, I can't believe I met a massage therapist. And I'm like... Wait, are you doing like happy endings?
Nuru massage.
Nuru.
That room is covered in oil. It's like slipping as he's coming out.
Man, I didn't expect a massage from my stepmom.
By the way, this guy's fucking huge.
They're all
they're all like big fat guys.
Either old or huge.
So he leaves in the elevator.
And that's the thing is she's coming out in like neuro massage outfits,
a negligee.
Well, it's like she's a robe over top of like bra and panties.
Yes.
Right?
She goes back in her room and the creepy hotel desk manager goes into his little jerk off den.
It's like a linen closet with like a Norman Bates hole cut.
And I'm talking like a fucking like inch wide hole, which at first I was like, how does she not see that? But then I saw it in the movie and it's in a picture. So it's like, okay. He's watching her change. Sorry guys, no nudity in this scene. And he hears a weird noise and he turns around and there's our man.
But not before she saw his eyeball through the hole.
Yes, and she screams.
Right.
Yes.
So, as that's happening, I don't know how the killer just knew there was a pervert, like, watching people in the linen closet.
Yes.
Or why he's even at the hotel.
No, she doesn't see his eye yet. He gets garroted.
Oh, you're right.
One of the only non-electricity related deaths in this movie. He really went off type for this guy. Kills him.
Yeah, I'm not sure, like, because he's got some sort of wire. It's like piano wire, but it's thicker. Just rebar cable or something. I don't know.
He dies, and she hears a thud.
Right.
And she looks, and she sees his eye in the painting.
There you go.
Then she takes a couple steps back, and the door behind her slams closed. And she's like, hello? Is anyone in here?
No, you reversed it. First, the door shuts.
Yes, then she sees the eye.
Right, because the eye immediately springs her into action to be like, you son of a bitch, and like goes out the room.
Yes,
so.
the blinds are like open and the curtains are flapping. She runs outside into the room to see him, and he's fucking dead.
Right.
And being a smart person in a horror movie, she takes the stairs instead of the elevator. No, she's fucking dumb. She waits for the elevator when there's clearly a killer on this floor.
But I don't know why he's there. Like, we'll get there. Like, once we reveal who it is, let's go through the kills and be like, why are you there?
Yes.
Okay.
So she gets in the elevator. She's waiting. It just stops as it's going down.
I would assume it stops because he pulled a wire out in order to electrocute her from the fucking ceiling.
His hand slowly comes into her peripheral vision the entire time.
Meanwhile, guys, he is still wearing a full-on bicycle helmet and suit.
Yes. He grabs her by the head. She screams, and he proceeds to shove a live wire in her mouth.
Yep.
And her head fucking explodes into flames. It is sick.
Ah, man. Whoever did the effects, I love them.
No, dude, this movie has some of the best gore, and we're not even at the best one yet.
No, God, that's so good. So good.
We may have to post the one that we're going to get to eventually.
I want to post all kills.
Yes. We'll do a mashup.
Yeah.
Post all of them, but that one's the best.
Yes.
We can rank them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can tell you which one's the best already.
Yeah, I know. So she dies.
What I find is funny is that, like, the killer, as he goes into places, being like, okay, I gotta electrocute somebody.
How do I do this?
I can't fit the motorcycle up the elevator, so...
Oh, shit. What if I...
Oh, this old wiring. Nothing's grounded.
What if I just plug his fingers... God damn it. I make him hold a fork, and he puts it in a socket. Good. Okay, he puts it in the socket, and then he dies. Cool.
Shit, it's a spoon!
Oh, God damn it. I only have plastic cutlery. That's right. And I thank God I have this piano wire.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So then he, yeah.
You know what? That's the funny part is, like, he never does what you would think would be an obvious electrocution. He never throws something into a bathtub.
Yeah, never.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Weird.
Huh.
Moving on.
One thing that I do have to say is he has now killed someone a different way from the other MOs, and the police aren't like, weird, this guy died differently. They're just like, 2 dead bodies, huh?
Still electrocution.
She's still electrocution. Okay, cool. Same guy.
He couldn't be exposed wiring or anything in this shitty elevator.
Yeah, right.
So now, okay, the prostitute is killed. Her story is done. That is it.
Nothing.
Case closed there.
Thank God.
And now the maid in the morning goes into the linen closet and finds the hotel owner's dead body, right?
Yes.
And then stumbles onto the elevator, which I'm like, you mean to tell me? Now, I did see an out of order,
it said out of order on it.
Right?
They were like, it's not working, whatever, don't check it. It's
But
stuck
also,
between floors.
Why did the killer, like...
Right out of order on it?
Did he do it?
Wouldn't that be funny?
Oh, wait, no, the elevator... Okay, never mind. I was going to pick it apart, but now it makes sense. Is that, like, he probably pulled the wire...
And it's not running.
And it's not running. So now they finally got it, like...
Open.
In order,
Yep.
like probably to get the body down, and
Yeah.
we're like, oh, shit!
Yeah, because they're in between floors.
Yeah, there you go.
It's my nightmare to get stuck in between floors on an elevator.
It's my nightmare to just get stuck on an elevator.
My parents got stuck when they had to crawl out.
No.
Yeah, they got stuck.
They boned.
Ew. They're with a bunch of people.
Oh, no.
No,
Man, that must have been really awkward for everybody else.
they got stuck in an elevator in a San Francisco parking garage.
Ew.
And they had to crawl. I can't remember if they were above the floor they needed to get off or below, but they had to crawl out because they were stuck in it for a long time and no one was coming.
Oh, I bet.
And they were going to a concert, so they're like, we're not going to miss this concert.
God damn it, I'm going to miss Bon Jovi.
I think they were seeing like an 80s cover band.
Oh, I just would have went home.
Oh, damn.
Oh, man. Journey.
Yes, shout out to Tainted Love. I think that's what their name is.
They're called Travel. It's a Journey cover band.
Current lineup for Journey's a Journey cover band.
That's true. They just got a residency in Vegas.
Did they?
Yeah.
My parents are going to the residency show for Aerosmith.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
in July. I'm named after Steven Tyler. I don't know if I've ever told you that.
Oh, no.
Yes, I am.
Oh, don't want to close my eyes.
I was almost named Damien, but then they remembered the Omen, so they just went with a better person to Steven Tyler.
We had a choice between name it after one of the most famous, prolific rock stars of all time, or the devil.
And we went with the devil. This has been Naming Corner.
Your dad's not gonna like that part. I don't like that whole part.
It's not for me.
It's just not for me, Ty.
I don't know why my mom sounds like Clint Howard.
I only have one impression.
I guess that's true, yeah. So they look at the bodies, And
Stop talking about us on the cast. Stop talking about us on your show.
we don't like it.
We didn't bone in the elevator. No. We did it in the car.
No, stop. It's so gross.
God.
So they're investigating the bodies. Michael Parks is there and
It was
everything.
a Kansas cover band.
It's called Wayward Son. I actually think that is a Kansas cover band.
Yeah.
Why would you cover Kansas?
I don't know.
He's like Dust in the Wind and Carry On My Wayward Son, you're good.
This one's called Debris in the Wind.
All we are is a paper bag in the wind.
I love American Beauty.
Kevin Spacey's creepy, though.
Turns out he wasn't the only one who was gay.
Saw that little girl's boobs, though.
Oh, no. Mina Safari.
It's best known for that movie and Kingdom Hearts.
No, American Pie.
Oh, that's right. She's in American Pie.
Yeah, she's band chick. Yeah.
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 Yeah, she's in the band.
Yeah. Which they're not a band, they're a choir.
Yeah, I don't
know. Whatever.
This has been Mina Safari Corner. A retrospective on her career.
Tyler's parents' alternate universe corner.
Oh, shit. So Nightmare Beach.
One time we were on the beach.
No, gross. I wish I could say something, but your dad's an evangelist, so I have nothing.
Yeah, there's a lot there.
Oh, no.
We've never done it before. We've never touched. We've never bumped short hairs. I don't know why my dad is like a pompous British man.
Jonathan's dad's a virgin.
That's right.
Jonathan just showed up on their porch, full grown, 30.
Thank you, Stork.
That's how it works. I prayed very hard and you showed up.
You're not wrong. No, it wouldn't. He's not that harsh. But I am. Jonathan means gift from God.
Really?
Yeah.
We got that one wrong.
Yep. Yeah. Abomination.
It's like a gift that someone forgot to give you a gift receipt, but you really want to return it.
Jonathan also means in certain languages Plan B.
Thanks. I'm sure it'll fit.
Yeah, that's me with all my T-shirts.
Me too.
So anyway,
Nightmare Beach.
Nightmare Beach. Okay, that's not fair because usually when we go on a tangent that hard, we hate the movie.
No, I know, and this movie's so good.
So
it doesn't
good.
deserve that.
No, it does. This is comedy gold.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
No, comedy bronze. But that means we're the happiest.
Oh, Carly likes something. It's probably your meme.
Yeah, about
Guys,
her.
Tyler made his own meme for once on the on the Instagram. Go ahead and check that out.
It's good. If you're not old as shit like Jonathan and you know about current memes,
Whatever.
he only knows reaction images. Like awkward penguin memes.
They're the best. Anyway.
Yes. So they investigate the bodies.
Mm-hmm.
They're still talking about a cover-up, which, hate to break it to you, there's a fuck ton of people in this lobby that see this dead body.
Yeah. I think they just want to cover up that it's a serial killer.
Yes. I believe Skip sees the body, too, doesn't he? He looks over and he sees...
No, he actually walks past the prostitute the night before.
That's right. Right.
Skip is on his way to put a knife to Michael Park's throat.
Yeah. Him and Gail go to...
No, this is still him alone.
That's right.
Right? So now...
It's not a knife, it's a screwdriver, actually. It's a flathead screwdriver, and it's a really wide flathead screwdriver.
Yeah. So Michael Parks has just left the scene of this of the crime, and he's in his car, and Skip's in the car, and in the back seat and holds a screwdriver to him and is like, "Where's my friend Ronnie? What happened to him?" Because him and Gail had visited Michael Parks
went to the
earlier.
Ceilingless hospital. It's the weirdest. It's very clearly a weird set that they built for this hospital, but they shoot it from down low, and you can see up into the rafters of the set, and it is the oddest shit.
Yeah.
They talk to him. He's like,
he denies
never seen your friend.
His friend.
Then very unguiltily goes in his office and chugs whiskey from the bottle.
But they don't really believe him.
Yes.
So what do you do when you don't believe somebody? You hop in their backseat and you hold them at screwdriver point.
Yeah, you threaten to stab him in the throat.
And he's like, "Tell me what happened to my friend." And so he's like, he's in the salt mines.
Yeah, out by the gang member, basically.
Right.
They're
because they're gonna frame him.
Yes,
gonna frame more gang members.
So this is what I was saying about it. Totally makes sense why he shows up at this place at this time, because as Skip is digging up the body, Stryker shows up.
Yes,
and he's like, "You better put that back where you found it."
What? This money?
The salt? Because Stryker was out there burying the body when he found Skip.
Oh, the first time you mean.
The first time, when he was at the place and he found Skip.
That makes sense.
Yes. So he's like, you're going to get out of here. You're going to leave town, and you're not going to say anything.
Yep.
So he
does.
So, yeah, the end.
So basically, he goes to Gail's house, and it's like, I got nowhere to go. He told me to leave town, or he'd frame me for the murder of Ronnie. I got no one to tell this, and Gail's like, you can stay here, and we'll figure it out.
Isn't this? But however, is this when Gail was followed home?
Yes.
By the killer?
Yes.
Yes.
Who's straight up like on her doorstep, like, and
yes.
she's got a gun pointed at the front door when Ronnie
creepily puts his hands on her shoulders, and she doesn't know he's there.
Yet doesn't fire.
Yeah.
How does she not like
just shoot him and kill him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. End of movie. Right?
She does divulge earlier where her house is. They go like he drives her home.
That's right.
Not before my favorite character in the film, Go Gators guy jumps in the back of the car.
Yeah, go Gators! Go Gators! Yeah!
Yeah, just some dude.
Harmless.
Yeah,
but...
just yelling "Go Gators!"
Yep.
But yeah, they go to her house. She explains also. He goes, "Wow, look at that creepy, fucked up house. Looks haunted. Whoever would live there is probably like a witch or some shit." And she's like, "Yeah, that was my house before my mom died and my dad got rid of it."
Yeah. I'm just gonna leave town now.
I'm just gonna drop you off. It's cool.
Yeah, because she does invite him in, and
she's like,
"Nah,
you want coffee?" And if 2008's hot coffee mod from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas taught me anything at a young impressionable age, that means it's time to bump short hairs.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's the first time they go to the house. But he's here, and he says he doesn't have anywhere to go. Stryker is going to pin it on him if he doesn't leave. So he stays with her.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he wakes up the next morning.
And then they start their adventure in the investigation of Ronnie's death.
Yeah.
Right? So at this point, you're seeing the prankster kid does another one where he like does zombie makeup. Well,
they're like, there's been another murder. And they run over and they see a dead body on the beach. And they're all like, oh my God.
And he looks like the lead singer of like the Hocus Pocus band.
Yes. He looks like the guy who showed up late to makeup call for the Thriller music video, and they just told him to go home. But this is where the worst acting in the film is. This one single girl just goes, "You idiot. And she's like, "You buffoon. You're so dumb."
Yeah, and this is where then another guy chimes in and being like, "You're an asshole."
Yeah, and he's so into it. That girl fucked up so bad, made that guy look like an Oscar winner. Yeah. But yeah, he's so much heart behind. He's just like, "You're an asshole, man." It's like, I just really wanted to be like, there's people actually dying out here, dickhead, and everyone's trying to have a good time and not worry about being murdered by some psychopath.
People are trying to play bongos and electric guitar without an amp.
Go fuck yourself, man. And everyone starts applauding. It's like
slow clapping.
Yeah, and then the movie shifts, and he's actually our main character now. Yeah.
I'm looking for a friend too, man. They cut my part short. What an asshole.
They cut
Just turns to the camera.
He's flipping him off. Fuck you, Italian director.
Right. So bad actress
goes to her trailer.
Yeah, her RV. She has an
We
RV.
almost missed this.
I know.
She gets bonked.
Okay. So what's funny about this is basically the killer's plan is I'm going to hide indefinitely in this RV and hope someone comes in. And then when they do, I'm going to hit you with this rigging hook.
You know those big red hooks that people use in like warehouse, like not even warehouses, like shipyards.
Yeah, the ones that like hang meat or like
those ones that weigh probably like a good 30 pounds.
Yeah,
he just bonks her.
It's not attached to a chain or
no,
anything.
It's just in his hand, and he's just like bonk and knocks her out.
I'm not sure why.
It's so funny.
And then she wakes up, and now she's in an undisclosed warehouse or something with a giant furnace.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. The best kill in this movie.
Bing, 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 bing. Maybe best kill we've ever covered on the show.
So fucking good. I have watched this movie in full twice, but this scene 6 times.
Better than Linnea Quigley with antlers in Silent Night, Deadly Night.
God, this is so good.
Yes.
So, the music starts jamming. He opens the door to the furnace. Right? She's tied up.
She's like, no.
The fire starts coming out. She starts sweating, and then he flips a switch.
It just blow torches her face off.
And it is, swear to God, we will post it on the Instagram.
Yep.
Raiders of the Lost Ark face melt off.
Yes.
Straight down to a skeleton where
bloody skeleton.
Hot goo is still dripping off of the bones.
Red and black goo.
It is the best.
It is insane because like it's at a point where it's like, God damn it. There wasn't enough battery life in the RV to electroshock her, so now I'm pissed.
And I'm just going to cook her.
Yeah.
And
this is so weird.
And the best part about it is it's not even a character you give a shit about.
Nope. You've seen her bad act for a second.
That's what they actually killed her. We saw a snuff film and that was actually her being melted. Yeah, but she just fucking gets fried and it's awesome.
Yep.
So then jump forward.
So now we're back to like City Hall.
Yes,
right.
And Stryker and the mayor are talking.
But why is there a chalk outline outside of the mayor's office?
I think they were setting up a news story, basically just being like
staging?
Everyone is dying here, and City Hall's doing nothing. And then there's another
behind me. You'll see a chalk outline that represents all the people dying.
I know it's only one, but our chalk ran out. My favorite part though is she's like,
was it like a truth campaign?
Yeah.
It's just a whole bunch of chalk outlines. Behind me, you'll see all the people that died from cigarette smoking and or the electric chair killer. Truth.
Wow, it's a lot. She has another great line. She says, yeah. Get a shot of the mayor up there. And he's just like standing on the roof. He's just up there like, oh, fuck.
God, they're doing that chalk story again.
Shit.
God damn it.
I'm gonna have to power wash the sidewalk now.
Probably shouldn't smoke these cigarettes.
Probably shouldn't have fucked this kid up here. So he goes into his office and he's talking with Stryker and he's basically like, we need to get this under control.
We need to start vaping instead.
Vaping kids. So,
vape is 10 times more.
Oh shit, I need to hit my jewel.
Wait, see if I can do it. Vape corner.
I just had to do it, bro.
I just had to vape, man. I just gotta vape.
Gotta do it, bro. So the phone rings.
Never say we didn't talk about you, Alan.
Yeah, I know. The phone rings in the office, and it's Michael Parks.
Yes. Now this scene.
And he is disheveled. He basically tells them that kid Skip knows, like, that we're trying to cover this shit up. You guys need to do something about it. And they're like, just relax. We'll get rid of him. And he says, listen to this, and puts a gun in his mouth. And it cuts to the mayor's office, and you just hear, and they're like, what's his name? Doc Willett! Willett, are you there? He fucking killed himself.
Doesn't cut back to him or anything.
No,
he is just
dead.
dead.
It's so funny.
Yeah. So weird and a bit over the top, don't you think?
Yes.
I mean, was it that serious?
What if he flamethrowered his face and just melted it off right there? Listen to this.
You like it?
I've been playing with GarageBand presets. Meanwhile, Skip and Gale go to Stryker's bum-ass trailer that he lives in, apparently, because Gale can afford a nicer home than this police officer.
Yep. There is a German Shepherd guarding the trailer.
And she just maces it.
Just the dog comes out of the door and straight up she's just like...
And part of me wonders if they actually maced the dog, because it's pretty fucked up. No mercy. She's just like right in its eyes, and it's like.
So then they go into the trailer looking for evidence that that Stryker possibly killed her sister.
Yes, and they find a gun on the table, and they really like to linger on that. I'm like, oh no, he's got a gun. It's almost as if he's a fucking police officer.
They go to his room and they find a bunch of
girls'
bondage.
panties. Oh shit, it's the wrong movie.
No, I was talking real.
Oh wait, no, they find a bunch of bondage shit. That's right.
Never explained.
That's a weird one too.
Because she's like, look at this shit, right?
What kind of freak has this?
And Skip, where it's like, right? Skip's like, now, that doesn't prove you're a killer.
Yeah. That was actually personally put in there by the writer, because his wife found that shit and was like, you weirdo. It's like, no, it doesn't prove I'm a killer.
No. There's the Romeo and Juliet clause. I'm not sleeping with an underage woman.
Oh my god. Okay, Michael Bay.
Transformers 4.
Thanks, Nicola Peltz and TJ Miller.
God.
Mark Wahlberg.
Hey, I'm TJ Miller. That's all.
It's me, the Mucinex booger. Because he's the voice of the Mucinex booger. He was the voice of the Mucinex booger for like a month, and then they were like, oh, it turns out he's a huge creep. Get him off. We don't want a weirdo representing our booger mascot.
Hey, I represent all of Silicon Valley.
Oh, that show. That's what it is. That's how it be.
Yeah. Okay.
No
wonder I stopped watching.
Oh, damn.
I think everybody stopped watching at some point.
Poor Mike Judge.
Yeah.
So they're in his house, and they
also find pictures
of her sister tied up, alive, mind you. She's bloody, but she's alive.
Is she?
Her eyes are open, and she's looking in the camera like, please untie me.
Okay.
And then she says that's how they found her when they found her dead.
Okay, so put a pin in that. Let's remember that.
Yes.
Okay. Because at this point, now Saxon comes home.
Yes.
Right? And they run out the back door.
Yes.
And they're good, but he's like, yeah, somebody's definitely here.
Well, she rips up the picture.
Yeah, that's right. You ripped up evidence?
Yeah, I don't know why she did. She was just mad. I was like, and rips it up and just drops it in the room.
Yep.
Which is like, yeah, I'm going to come home and be like, the picture of the girl I probably murdered, ripped up. My fucking dog. It's in my underwear drawer again.
My dog put on my bondage chains again, too. God.
Arf, arf.
I really wish I was attracted to dogs, because he's super into bondage.
He's so hot.
Oh man,
German Shepherd, definitely hottest dog.
You ever see that one where the dog with the red rocket fucked that woman?
No! This is such a gross episode.
Yeah, it is.
It's because we enjoyed this movie so
Super
much.
much. So now the gang, right, is like, fuck Stryker, fuck all this. Like, oh, by the way, Stryker arrested the new gang leader. We forgot to mention
Yeah,
that.
and he puts him in prison with really hardened criminals like Go Gators guy.
Go Gators! Yeah, so now what's left of the gang is like, fuck Stryker, fuck this town. We're gonna go and release. We're gonna break our friend out, which is like, okay, now you're all gonna go to jail by the end of this, right? But they're like, we're gonna break our friend out, and then we're gonna get revenge on Stryker, right?
Yep.
So they straight up go, but they leave the girl biker behind.
Yes.
Right. And
because she's listening to music, she doesn't know they leave because headphones really drown out the sounds of 20 motorcycles taking off.
yeah.
So they leave, and there you go. Our favorite biker is there.
She's like, weird, I was just listening to that.
Whoa, grunge band track number 3. I love that.
So yeah, now she turns around and she's like, I guess the killer is wearing Diablo's like biker outfit.
Yeah, he's
because
wearing...
she immediately, like, without the mask being off or anything, is like, oh, Diablo, it's you. I knew you were alive.
Yeah.
Right? And then straight up is like, I was just hanging around with the other biker guy. I'm still your girl. And has like a Diablo tattoo on her ass.
Yeah. And it's really clearly written with like blue ink.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I still have your Chuck E. Cheese stamp on tattoo.
I still have that Diablo butt plug.
and this is also where they show like a picture, like a shot of like a devil mask, but it's like oozing clear liquid.
Yeah, that was weird.
I don't know what happened there.
They just got really giallo in this movie. They were like, throw something symbolistic in.
Yeah. Show the devil from Insidious.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone loves Darth Maul.
Yeah. Yes. So, and he like pushes her up against a wall and then pushes her on the couch and then just rips out like a piece of electrical wire
out of nowhere.
Right. And like positive, negative, and ground are exposed. And he straight up just puts it on her. And then she explodes into a ball of flames and her eyeball pops out.
Yes.
I love this movie.
This movie's awesome. God.
So now she's dead. That's done. She's done too, right? And now we go to the gang. Now they've like bombarded the prison. They hold like the guy at the reception desk hostage, and they break out the gang leader.
Yeah, their new gang leader.
Right?
Go Gators.
Go Gators!
Go Gators! I hate the cops.
And now we switch over, and there's a concert going on.
Yeah, this concert fucking sucks.
Yeah, right. Nightmare Beach. Might as well. She might have been singing it.
I know, right? Yeah.
Everybody's dying at Nightmare Beach. That would have been great, actually.
That would have been really funny. Yeah. Everybody like, this song's really foreboding. I don't like this.
Yeah.
Are you guys comfortable with this music? Oh, that chick has her tits out. Okay, she's probably cool with it. Whatever.
Prostitutes at Nightmare Beach. Hell yeah.
You're about to see the prankster guy fucking die. Nightmare Beach.
But it's not the guy who robbed you.
I know it's really confusing and all because they kind of look the same because they're white guys, but whatever.
I might look like one of the girls that showed her titties earlier at Nightmare Beach.
So, prankster guy is...
Man, I'm not going to be able to pick like a soundbite for this episode.
I know, right? Because it's all so good.
It's super good.
No, so prankster guy is by the like electrical box.
Well, no, you never show him before the death.
That's right.
It's just they're having this
the
concert,
power goes out,
and the power goes out, and then like police just straight up like run across the stage, like power's never gone out.
Yeah, like, oh shit, power's out. It's the power demon. Great, we got to deal with Diablo coming back and the power demon. God damn it. What a terrible year 1986 is. And Reagan's in office. Jesus Christ.
Star Wars Nightmare Beach.
The 80s Star Wars.
So, yeah, they run in and they find Prankster, and they're like, all right, man, prank's over. And they, like, push him, and he just falls to the ground. They're like, oh, he's dead.
There's not even like a good one. They're just like, oh, he's dead.
Right? And then the woman who, like, came into the back room is just like, oh, my God, there's another death! And, like, the entire town just runs off the beach.
And you're expecting the next few scenes to be a clash of like the bikers going nuts and the spring breakers going nuts.
That would have been amazing. And then in the midst of it, they're being chased through the crowd by the killer. That would have been amazing.
But none of that happens.
No.
Everyone's like, another dead body? All right, well, time to go home. I need to go to bed, actually.
Well, church is early in the morning.
Tomorrow is Easter. I have to repent.
I have so many sins to attest to.
Jesus Christ, my dick itches. Do you think they can fix that at church?
Gonna catch a midi at Nightmare Beach.
Hurts when I pee. Nightmare Beach.
I don't know what your name is, but it's soon to be chlamydia.
Oh, God.
So
I don't know what your name is, but you're gonna be screaming it all night long.
If it's God,
Oh, yeah.
you're gonna be praising God all night long, baby.
So
The Easter Bunny's coming in you.
hell yeah.
Nightmare Beach. The song that's not in the movie, I just made it up.
We should write it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Death Steps.
Coming soon. Death Steps.
There's so many inside jokes in this goddamn episode.
I
We're
know.
like, what are they talking about?
We're
You'd think
insane.
we were high. You'd think we were at spring break ourselves.
Wow.
Not.
Spring break 1986.
Damn, that would have sucked.
I wasn't even a thought yet.
Yeah, it wasn't until that elevator.
No!
Bringing it back.
That's
no,
gross.
bringing it back. Bringing the jokes back from 1986.
My poor dad's gonna be in like his car driving home from work, just being like, I gotta skip that.
I crashed the car.
I couldn't get I couldn't turn my volume down.
It's just not for me anymore. My insurance premium just went up.
All of a sudden, my dad's a Christian stuntman. That's the voice you're using.
More inside jokes.
Yeah.
We're almost there, guys. We're almost at the end.
Yeah, the end is pretty abrupt. So
Just like how this will be.
yes. So
now, so Skip is being chased by John Saxon, by
yes,
Stryker, right? And Skip is like, it's him, man. It's definitely him. I got him cornered. We're gonna like lure him to this secluded area, and then John Saxon like pulls him over, and he's like, "You little son of a bitch! I told you to get out of town. This is bullshit." You know, like that kind of stuff, like being like trying to run him out of town, and he's gonna kill him,
yeah, he's gonna kill him.
right?
And
then
this
the
is-
biker gang just shows up.
Yeah, and they're like, "The fuck you are!"
Right?
And it's like, brawl, 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 brawl. No brawl.
No, bro. They just wrap it, like, they knock him out, wrap a chain around. No, shoot him. They straight up shoot him. I
Yeah.
forgot. Shoot him in the chest, right? And then wrap a chain around him and just pull him away on a motorcycle, never to be seen again.
Goodbye, Stryker.
Right? So I'm like, okay, so it's not Michael Parks because he's dead, and it's not Stryker, right?
Oh
and
my-
it's not Diablo.
Oh my God.
Wait, it could still be Diablo, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Or the biggest
Or
suspect
maybe
of
it's
them
the
all.
mayor.
Go Gators.
There's the prankster.
Well, that's why he's trying to kill him, because he's upset that he lost the game.
That's right. So I'm like, who the fuck is left?
Yeah.
You know? And then so like Gail goes to her like abandoned father's property down the
Yeah.
street, right? And that's where she runs into the body of Diablo.
Yep.
With the evidence that yes, he did die in the electric chair because they show his exposed burnt top of his skull.
Yep.
Right?
He's like fucked up.
Which is so weird because you're like, the killer planted him at this place knowing that Gail would show up at her old father's abandoned like house?
Yeah, right. It's kind of weird.
And then And then so like, there's the killer. He shows up on the motorcycle.
Yeah, and
right?
you're like, okay, it's obviously the mayor. There's only one person this could be.
Yep. Right? Or somebody we'd never seen before.
Yeah.
But guess what? It's none of those guys.
No.
Are you ready?
Are you ready, folks?
Actually, this is the first time in any movie that we've done that we've actually kept it a secret the whole time.
Yes, and I wanted...
Because a lot of times it's pissed us off, like the logic of the movie.
Yes.
Right?
This logic...
So we'll go through this after.
It makes sense once we say who it is. You want to say it at the same time?
Okay.
Well, how are you going to say it?
With a P.
It's the... Right?
Oh, no, the R. Because he's a
That's
R.
what he is. Yes.
Yeah,
Ready?
yeah.
1, 2, 3.
It's
the Reverend.
Oh, we did it!
Yeah!
I didn't think we were going to do it.
Out of nowhere,
Yes!
he takes his helmet off, and it's the Reverend that has
Yeah.
been killing everyone this entire time for being sinful.
Never saw that coming. And then when you rewatch it, you'll still... It's not like The Sixth Sense where like you watch and you're like, oh, this all makes sense. There's clues everywhere. Nothing.
No, because he's so
Nothing.
mysterious the entire time.
It's so good.
But then you think back, right, to that graveyard scene. The only scene where there's really a hint. He's the one who suggests that Diablo may have come back.
Right, and he's just there.
And he implants that in their mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, he may have come back. But also when he's talking to his daughter earlier, he's like, I don't want you to sin like those other people.
Right.
Bad
but
things happen
I mean,
to them.
because he's a reverend, it just
It
kinda,
makes sense.
It's totally thrown away in your mind.
Yeah, but
right?
like it's like, oh my God, it's the Reverend.
Yes. So, we'll get into the motivation in each kill in a second, but let's just finish the movie real quick.
Yeah.
Right? So he's attacking her. Skip just shows up because he steals Stryker's police car.
Yeah.
And shows up, and then they have like a really like
Lame
boring
fight, yeah.
It's just like it's like old man fight, right? And then Skip and Gale run, and he chases after them on the motorcycle. Somehow does not see this gigantic like tractor trailer tire just laying in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
And like hits it with his motorcycle. He goes flying, and irony just strikes because he just gets electrocuted on a bunch of power lines.
Oh shit.
And he is fried to death. And then the next morning, Skip and Gale have a conversation on an empty, deserted, trash-ridden beach about how like spring break is here and gone, and we'll miss it. And then they get in a car and drive away into the sunset together, and she kisses him, and that's it. End of movie.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm very happy to have shown this one to you.
God, this was amazing.
It's a masterpiece when it comes to things that we do.
From like start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
And
This is fun, a fun ride.
And this movie, the thing I have to say about it is that it's not bad.
No.
But
it's well made. It's just ridiculous.
It's just ridiculous.
It's over the top.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect because there's been a few movies that we've done where it's like, oh man, it wasn't bad. And now I kind of feel bad for making fun of it. But this movie's just so over the top.
Yeah.
Like, it's competently made. There's some bad acting in it. But, like, who cares, man?
Yeah.
Like, so let's get into the Reverend's motivations for killing the people he did.
So he says, he basically says, like, the entire town's a bunch of sinners. Like,
Yes.
it's very straightforward
Yeah.
in that way, right?
Yeah.
But when you look at the kills, right, there's a hitchhiker, right, for hitchhiking?
I don't really know why he kills her. Didn't think hitchhiking was
I
a
think
sin.
it was a practice kill. Let's test out the motorcycle and see if it works.
Yeah. I still was really hoping he would kill someone with the trident.
Yeah.
I don't know why he killed that
Okay.
girl.
I'm not sure how he knew about the hotel owner and his like peeping Tom room.
I don't know. I think he just got lucky. But that guy obviously was a shitty person. He was peeping in on a woman.
Right.
So he killed him.
Right.
That's pretty cut and dry.
The prostitute was a prostitute, but I think that she ran in on that body and he had to outdo her.
Yes. Yeah.
Outdo her. I mean, do her
Wow,
in.
that is a different movie.
Yeah. So then the RV chick.
She's
the
just for being
furnace-
dumb.
I didn't like your line reading.
And then prankster dies for being a dickhead, but
I guess, but he didn't see him be a dickhead all week.
But my weird question is, what happened to Thief Guy? He just got away.
The guy who actually was doing real wrong.
Bad shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. And then obviously Diablo's girl.
Yeah, because she was Diablo's girl, and he.
But why wasn't he just killing off the gang members one by one?
I don't know. Because he didn't feel anything bad about them. He just wanted. He helped frame Diablo for the killing of Gale's sister so that they could get them out of the town, but it didn't work.
So this is where I had a question, right? Because like you brought up that Stryker had the photos, right?
Yeah.
Was Stryker covering up the Reverend's crimes? And so maybe also was Michael Parks, and that's why he blew his brains out?
Possibly. They may have all known. And like I think maybe the only person in that group that didn't know that was the mayor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
But it doesn't matter because Michael Parks is fucking dead, and as far as we know, Stryker's dead too. He got shot.
Yeah, but you really want that. I would have loved that to be clear, so that like, yeah, Stryker was an asshole, but like, you know, I would have loved it to be like, oh, he got his because he was covering it up.
Yeah.
You know?
Nightmare Beach 1.5 coming out 2022.
Hell yeah.
Where they explain it.
Where his daughter is hooking, and then she has to explain what her dad was doing.
Yeah. She's
Hell
like, my dad rode around with a motorcycle helmet on and electrocuted chicks.
So I think it's blatantly obvious, but we still have to ask it. Would you recommend this movie?
Absolutely.
100 times over.
Yes.
Yeah. Go find a copy of this movie.
Yes.
Okay? It's available for rent on Amazon. I totally recommend it. Go buy this movie.
Yeah. For real, like put it in your collection.
Have fun. I had a blast. Okay? So, where would you place it on the Jaws scale?
Well, considering there is one shark in this film, I'm going to say this is a Jaws.
This is a Jaws. Is this your first Jaws?
Yes.
Wow. I'm going to have to agree with you.
This is the best.
This is a B movie masterpiece.
So good.
So good. Yeah. I want to nobody will ever get it. Nobody will get it, but I would dress as he doesn't really even have a name, the killer. He's just the killer.
Reverend.
The Reverend.
He's going to put his helmet on.
Yeah.
That jacket.
Walk around with the,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. There's another movie that has like just a bicycle helmet killer.
The Wraith.
Well, that too. That's not what I was talking about though. But there is another like slasher movie that has like here's a couple. There was just like here's a bicycle helmet. Go kill somebody.
Just do it.
Yeah. So we had an opinion about this film. We loved it. But there's still one person we haven't heard from. And that person is Carly. Let me ask you, Tyler, what did Carly think?
Carly fucking loved this movie as well.
Yeah.
She thought it was so fucking cool. She was cracking up at the furnace kill. She was just like, no way. I was like, yeah, right? She even said that night, like, I sadly, she didn't get to finish the movie because we had to go to bed.
You better make her finish
I know,
the movie.
but she knows.
Does she know the reveal?
She knows the reveal.
Aw, because I didn't want her to hear it here instead.
No. She knows the reveal. And she was like, no way. I was like, yeah. She kept talking about how like well written that is, that you literally didn't see that coming because it's almost as if they didn't think they were gonna do that. But yeah, she gave this a Jaws as well.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay. Hell yeah. So that is everybody that has an influence on the show's opinion.
That's everyone that matters.
Yeah. But it's time to hear some people that don't matter. No. So these people. We asked to give you 1 or 5-star reviews on Amazon or IMDb. And these people we ask, give me 5. Now, you found these, right?
Yes.
I've never seen them before.
No.
That's kind of the bit here.
Yes.
All right, for those first listening here. So the first one was written in 2001 by J. Hope, titled One of the Best Ever. Welcome to Spring Break, which is the alternate title.
Yes.
Is an instant classic. The viewer's emotional pitch is kept on edge as the tension ratchets up incrementally. From the scene where the wide receiver asks, "You want to get naked?" and then states, "You want to get sloppy?" to the scene where the quarterback and his girl make out intensely for 30 seconds while doing 45 in a residential neighborhood. Does that happen?
I don't remember that either. That's why I threw that in there.
There are many fine touches added, such as the doctor who cannot go more than a minute without taking a slug from his hip flask. In conclusion, any movie that features a priest dressed as a biker who kills various oversexed and underdressed spring break revelers is all right by me. 5 stars on Amazon. The funny part about this review is that like he's not really selling it on what gives it actually 5 stars.
No.
He's selling it on like the most inconsequential things of the film.
I
and
really
saying,
like when he makes out with the girl in the car. 5 stars.
He's also like saying like that these things that he mentioned are the things that are keeping you on edge with tension as it ratchets up.
Yeah, it's like what?
That's not how that goes.
I do like, especially since we agreed with the fact that this movie is a 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's just like, it's funny to find people who like 5 out of 5, but they just have the stupidest review.
Yeah. So, this one also written in 2001, reviewed the format of VHS tape. Right?
Send it to us.
Yeah, please do. This is written by Amazon customer.
Oh, weird name.
Titled Instant Classic. Hell yeah. Heads bursting into flames, vigilante priest, and John Saxon. What do these things have in common? Cinema gold. This film includes such memorable scenes as the overweight, drunk college football fan who jumps into the backseat of the Florida Star quarterback's convertible yelling, "Yeah, Gators!" Also, one cannot omit the exceptional scene in which the Florida wide receiver attempts to pick a fight with the psycho priest. The wide receiver touches the priest's motorcycle, and his head instantly bursts into flames. To anyone looking for quality thespians in a cinematic gem, let Welcome to Spring Break be your repartee.
Yeah, I don't know what that was supposed to be at the end, but I like the quality thespians, except for the girl who got killed by the furnace.
Okay. Yep. So that was Nightmare Beach. Loved it. You
Jesus
will too.
Christ.
I promise, folks. So that just about does it for us here at Bombs Away. Tyler, you got anything to plug?
I will be doing a live show at the Frida on the 27th of April, presenting Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. There'll be a special guest there.
Yeah.
His name is Jonathan Young. He's not as funny as me, but
He's definitely not.
he has way less hair than me. But he will
That's
be
true.
there. And yeah, come on out to the show. It's $15 at the door.
It depends on where the hair is.
That is very true. You have a hairy taint. It's $15 at the door, $15 online, $15 if you buy it from a scalper outside. Either way, the way you slice it, dice it, $15. Come out and see us. Support the show. It'll be a lot of fun. It starts at 7 o'clock, the 27th of April on Saturday. We'll play the movie. We'll do our shtick. You know it, you love it. If you don't know it and you don't love it, then be there so we can show you that you do love it. But
It's
yeah.
called rape.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It's a consensual love for the show. We both say yes.
Because you literally said if you don't love it, show up and we'll show you why you do love it.
Whoops. But yeah, we'll see you guys there. It's always a good time.
Hell yeah.
Decorations and photo ops and us.
Yeah.
The biggest seller.
Yeah. Speaking of us being the biggest seller, if you do like us and you enjoy just our shtick and things like that, the next day also we'll be hosting at the Frida Cartoon Block Party, which is we can't tell you what the cartoons are. They do randomize every month, but it's 4 cartoons that shut up. It's 4 cartoons from your childhood, and it could be. When I say from your childhood, like depending on where you were born in the 80s or the 90s, it doesn't matter. Like if we didn't catch your childhood one month, we'll catch it on the next one, but more than likely. So
especially those of you born in the 20s.
Yeah,
Betty Boop cartoons.
But we play four cartoon episodes from something that kind of relate to each other. So like the first time we did this, we did like the last 4 episodes of Last Airbender, and then after that it was Disney Afternoon episodes, and then last time it was like 80s PSA action kind of things like He-Man and G.I. Joe, and then I can't say what this next one is, but just know that if you're a 90s kid, you're going to love it. So we'll be hosting this, and we're going to just, reach out to the audience, ask them how they remember the films and stuff like that, and really just have a good time, audience participation, and also there will be pajamas. You can come dressed in pajamas. We'll be in pajamas.
Yes.
There'll be pancakes, cereal. It's a great time had by all.
Yes. What time is that at?
That is at 8 o'clock on Sunday at the Frida Cinema.
That's 8 p.m.
That is correct. Not 8 a.m.
No, 8 p.m. Sunday, the 28th.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have another thing.
We do.
Throw that out into the stratosphere.
Okay. You want to go for it?
Yeah.
All right.
On the 4th.
Yep.
May the 4th be with you. Mm-hmm. Jonathan and I will be hosting here at the Frida Cinema this year's Starship Frida Movie Marathon.
Hell yeah.
From dusk till dawn.
8 p.m.
8 p.m. to 8 a.m. Non-stop film block.
Yeah.
It will...
It's 6 movies to choose, basically 6 movies in a row.
Yes, you will get to see 6 movies.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. The way it works is you'll show up at 8. They'll all be surprise films, but they're all actually do have a theme within the sci-fi realm.
Yes.
Okay. So basically, everybody will show up for the first film, right? And then you'll be able to have your choice for the next 4 films. You'll have your choice between one film or another in 2 different theaters.
Yes.
And then you'll all converge into one theater by the end of the night for one final film altogether.
And just to throw it out there, that none of them are duds.
Nope.
You are going to have a tough time choosing between several of them.
I helped curate the list myself. And
they rock.
It is not Mac and me.
Yet.
Yeah, I tried. But it might be Howard the Duck.
Hell yeah.
I wouldn't waste that on... well, I'm not saying waste. That's a wrong choice, but I want that for us.
It is Lost in Space.
Yeah. Lost in Space will be on there, though. Sorry.
But yeah, if you like us, if you like our shtick, come on out, see the show.
It's basically the same thing.
We're going to just be us. It's fun. It's a good time. We don't know how not to be us. And then if you do like us, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Bombs Away Show.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna let you start doing this because you're not as long-winded.
Yeah, I know when to shut the fuck up. So yeah, so follow us there. We post funny shit. I've started posting a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's great.
I've posted a great meme that if you're not old, you'll get it right off the bat. Mm-hmm. And yeah. So we'll see you guys at the live show.
Hope so.
On the 27th.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that's Plan 9 from Outer Space, Ed Wood's magnum opus, so to speak. And I think that covers everything.
That does pretty much cover everything, and that's great.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. So that just about does it for me. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Tyler.
And you want to bump short hairs?
Go Gators!
This has been a production of Big Bulb Entertainment, executive produced by Jonathan Young. For more media and information, visit us at www.bigbulbentertainment.com. Big Bulb, what's your bright idea?